Now you can improve on it, but if I said something nasty, can't take it away. If I had the best day of my life, can't go unhave the best day of my life. If I just gave up, sat on my ass, and quit, can't change it. I did it. It was something that happened. Now, what I can do is I can improve on it, I can adjust, and I can learn from it, which is the key thing. So, let's get into this call a little bit. This call today on the first day of the month is, like I said, we're gonna hit time. We're gonna hit the idea behind time, how to get our time back, how to use our time effectively throughout the next, I think, 2 calls. I'm gonna go into time. But this one is gonna be a lot about, like, I call it time bandits. The people in your life, including yourself, that steal a lot of your time, that lie to you about like how you can use your time and who you need to get rid of, the mindset of time, how you might be stealing your own time just by thinking about time wrong, and how to really improve how we see it, how to value it more, how to give ourselves more value in it. So the first thing I want to cover is our own mindset and our own relationship with time. Have you ever heard that you have to have a relationship with money to make money or to be fucking poor? Think about it for a second. Let's think about money, because money's tangible to a certain degree. For the most part, we know that, hey, there's either this green shit we have in our hand, if you're in America, or there's this random number in the bank that, if it gets to 0, it's harder for me to buy things. If I don't have the green stuff, it's harder for me to buy things. So let's back up to money just a little bit and our relationship with money. It's like a relationship with a spouse or a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it might be. If you don't invest anything into that person or into that dollar, does it grow or does it get further away from you? Does it continue to separate from where you're at every single day? Typically with money, it's exactly like relationships. If I continue to put more money into something, that money will generally start helping me out and working for me. Now, I'm not saying you need to have your spouse work for you, but realistically you do. What would be the point of being married? And I'm gonna talk about this from the male perspective, because I'm a dude, if anyone's fucking curious, and I've got a wife. So that is my perspective. I can't speak the other way. So what would be the point of me being married to my wife if she didn't provide any fucking value to my life? If she sat her ass at home all fucking day, didn't clean, didn't cook, and this is not her, but didn't work, didn't clean, didn't cook, didn't take care of the kids, didn't do a damn thing except sit and breathe air. She doesn't help me at all in that aspect. However, as a team, if I go to work and I put in with her, if I show her emotional love, and she actually works with me, by the way, if anyone's fucking curious, and we give each other both a sense of, hey, her shortcomings I come in on, my shortcomings, she definitely helps my ass out a lot in fucking many areas, and we work well as a team. When I need my time, like to go to work or whatnot, and the kids got to get picked up from school, taken to school, whatever it is, she does that. For example, this morning, she had to take one of the kids to the orthodontist or something like that, orthodontist or dentist, so I had to take the other one to school. I typically don't take him to school, but we were able to provide that back and forth. Does that make sense? You in a relationship have to provide value back and forth. You in a money situation have to provide value back and forth. Let me ask you this. If you had $100,000 and you just threw it into the bank, would it grow? No, it would actually get, oh, but there's interest. Yeah, well, there's fucking inflation, bitch. And it's a little bit higher than that meaningless interest you're earning. So don't give me that money sitting in the bank is growing. However, if I took 50,000 of that 100,000 and I went and invested it, or I gave back, or I did something with it where it's giving value to bring me back value, then I'm building a relationship with money. Now, here's the other part. In your relationships in your life and the relationship you have with money, are you consistently jumping around? Are you going from girlfriend to one night stand, a 2-day relationship? Maybe you go real long and you get 2 weeks in there? Well, I could tell you, you probably have that same relationship with money if you do. How long can you save it? How long can you keep it going? What value does it have over time for you? Is it a quick one night stand? You go out, have a little bit of fun, throw it down your throat, get a little good buzz or get fucking smashed, and then that money's gone, go buy yourself some cool shit, got the Maserati payment, whatever it is. You know what a Maserati is, right? It's a poor man's Ferrari. I've never seen someone drive a Maserati that actually meant anything. I've seen them, show off a little bit. Sorry to hurt anyone's feelings that drives a Maserati, but, are you driving a Maserati on a $150,000 a year budget? It makes no sense. So that being said, do you see your time the exact same way? So think about that for a second. How do you value your time? Has anyone thought, other than setting a goal saying, oh, I want to sell, $150,000 of AP, policies this month. I want to sell 25 cars this month. Has anyone thought about the last day of the month beyond your goal? Has anyone thought about what they're going to do today so they could free up Friday? Value your time like it's a long-term relationship, because time is the longest relationship you're going to have in your life. Time will be the longest relationship you ever have in your life. Nothing will ever exceed the time that you're on earth. So value it like you're going to take it to the end of the day. So that being said, you need to start looking at time like a relationship. And you need to have a very, very, very good relationship where you invest in it so it can invest back in you. Meaning you need to lead time. So the first thing is, how do you value it? I had a DM this morning, or a text, or whatever these damn things that come through my cell phone are, and it made me think about this. I already knew I was going to go down here. I just threw this little segment in like 10 minutes ago, and I get a gentleman who DMs me, who says, hey man, I know we've got a call scheduled later, and if you've ever been on a call with me, I'm probably going to try to close your ass, but it doesn't necessarily mean I'm not going to beat the shit out of you. I might give you some tough love or tell you some shit that you don't want to hear but you need to hear, but I'm never going to degrade you for not investing in yourself. I support it. Obviously, I work for Andy. I did a lot myself. I still do a lot myself, and we're all on this call for a reason. We're trying to get better. But the gentleman, sends me a text, and I get where he was coming from to a degree, but it's how he ended it that kind of fired me up a little bit and made me realize, like, we've got to envision time differently. We've got to envision, time differently. So, sends me this text, something to this extent of, and I'm paraphrasing, of, hey man, I know we got a call later, I don't want to jump on a call with you, if you're just going to try to sell me some shit, blah, 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 something, something, something. He goes, I just can't believe no one's out there providing free training, that's all I'm looking for. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? And I sent him a voice text. And I said, hey man, look, I'm going to get fucking rough with you because I think you need to hear this right now. One, you don't even know what the fuck our call was supposed to be about for today. And two, was I going to try to sell you some shit? Abso-fucking-lutely, because I was going to change your life. But that being said, you're bitching that no one wants to help you for free? You think that everyone is on YouTube we just magically get this time to go shoot YouTube content and put it out there for free? Now, yes, when Andy shot all of his YouTube content, when I shoot, any sort of content or I edit up this video, do I get paid to do that directly? No, I don't. However, my goal with who I am and what I'm doing is to just help somebody else get to another level. Help somebody else grow where they're at, because I truly believe if I do that, at a certain degree, I don't have to worry about my income one bit. Because the more and more and more people I'm able to stack, compound, help get to a better version of life, the further I will get with my life. So it kind of fired me up a little bit, because if you go deeper into who I am and my personal brand, and maybe watch or listen to my podcast or some of the random shit I try to stir people up with on Facebook, you'll probably understand that I have pretty, how do I say this? I'm pretty opinionated about a couple certain things, and I really don't hide my tongue. On these calls, I'm a little bit more centric. I don't censor myself, but I don't go to certain areas. But if you see my social brand, I say whatever the fuck I want. So where I'm going with that is we look around at society, and everyone thinks everything in society is fucking free. You get a freaking trophy just for showing up. Why? Because we don't educate people well enough. So let me give you some edumacation if anyone's confused, because I think everyone's an adult on this call. Yes, you go to elementary school, Actually, that's really fucking expensive. Hold on. We need to start telling people this. Because I don't think the younger generation gets it, and I think this is what's screwing us up a little bit, is we think we get to go to elementary school, middle school, high school for free. We think college is a benefit. We think we should be able to go to college for free. And I get it. In Germany and Europe, I lived there for 4 years. So if you want to argue with me about this, go live there for 4 years, go live on their land and tell me you'd rather live there. I'd be cool. Move there. Don't give a shit. They won't take your ass. They don't have value in you. So good luck getting that fucking work visa. Anyways, I get it. We could compare everything else about free healthcare, free this. But here's the thing. It isn't fucking free. Here's the thing. Is you go to elementary school, you go to middle school, you go to high school. Your expectation is you are taking out a loan to go to elementary school, middle school, and high school. Prove me wrong. That loan is called the taxes. You're going to pay the rest of your life. However, at a young age, it's given to you. Why? Because as a society, we need to at least be minimally educated. We need to at least have minimum skills. What are minimum skills? I need to be able to breathe. That's it. I need to be able to breathe and function and have a basic bitch conversation and be able to pull this lever to go here. That's it. So you get this mentality that everything needs to be given to you. That everything you need in life needs to be given your way. I sent one of you on this call a meme the other day because I thought it was fucking hilarious. And it was a meme that said, hey, I need, that's not enough money for this job because this job's gonna be very hard because I don't know how to do it. And it was just basically a goofy meme of someone applying for a job saying, hey, I need a higher salary than that because it's gonna be a difficult task because I don't know how to do the task. And I went, holy fuck, that explains a lot. That explains how we see things. Is rather than going to seek the information that we don't have, it's just so much easier to assume that information is gonna be given to us and taken our way. So the cool thing is in today's world, you can get all that information for free. 9 times out of 10, you can get it for free. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you want to perform fucking an autopsy or you want to perform surgery, you could probably, and I don't recommend doing this, this is not a recommendation, so no one sue my ass, you can learn how to do that shit on YouTube. There are instructional videos on how to perform certain surgeries on YouTube. Probably not a good idea. Don't fucking do it, but you can learn anything you want. So the free mentality, nothing's free in this world. It came with a price. Someone built it, someone did, and I get it. I'm just here to help the fuck. Look, you're not gonna be able to help the world fucking broke. Let me just be real with you. If your mentor, if your mindset is, I do all this shit for free, well then you don't do a very good job and you don't value yourself. I don't do shit for free. I do a lot of shit not getting paid up front. I do a lot of shit that I'll never get paid on. But there is a longer game. So that I do this shit out of the, like your name ain't Jesus. I'm sorry. If it is, let me know because the time is coming. We gotta go down a different fucking path. But that's probably not you. So eliminate that shit and be proud of what you do and value what you do, but don't think anything in the world is given to you for free. Get rid of that shit. You're gonna have to fight for what you want. So fight for your time. Here's another one. Your time is so valuable, you need to understand the damn minute of it. I get asked to book about 20 calls a freaking week. I had a gentleman the other day give me a call. It started off as a DM. It was a cold DM outreach. I ignored it because it was so awful. And then he texted me and I immediately, like, the DM was so awful, I put a memory of his name into my brain. So when I got the text and he introduced himself, because my number's all over my Facebook and shit, I was like, hey, that's not a stupid fuck that DM me. Right? I teach people how to DM people and take money. Like, if anyone's curious about that, that's kind of one of the things that I like doing. So, I get this text, and I'm like, I can't remember, I respond to it. And his pitch was, hey man, I got this guy, he's local to Phoenix, he's a millionaire, I need to get you in front of him. I'm like, what? Like, dude, literally, I live in North Scottsdale. 1 out of 7 people's a fucking net worth millionaire in North Scottsdale. Like, they're all around. Like, oh my God, I need to meet a millionaire. So I'm like, hey brother, just curious, man. What's the point of the conversation? Like, well, why am I meeting this dude? I'm not going to meet some random freaking dude. That's how I get kidnapped. I'm cute. It's a danger I have. So the guy basically responds, hey, it's gonna be worth your time. So I respond, I don't think you know the value of my time. And he lost his shit. I became an asshole who, and by the way, I Facebook stalked him. He's a fucking life insurance agent. And by the way, if you sell some shit and have some like shitty fucking get me into a meeting, I will walk out of your meeting. I have shut Zoom calls off. I have hung up on people if you try to deceive me. So don't try that shit. It doesn't fucking work. Anyways, so basically he tells me I'm missing a great opportunity. I've got a shitty fucking attitude and I suck at sales. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. Go fucking set meetings up with millionaires, brother. I didn't even respond. But the idea is I knew 2 years ago I probably would have taken that meeting. Why? Because I had no value in my time. Especially getting into this business with Andy and I didn't really have shit going on. I was just trying to figure it out. I would have taken that meeting. Why? Because there's potentially an opportunity there. Now, did I potentially lose an incredibly huge opportunity? I don't fucking know, maybe. But I've honestly never met anyone who told me they were a millionaire that had any value or $1 million. Let's just be real. If you've got to tell me you have, don't say that. If you've got to tell me you're big and strong, let's just say that. Like you ain't putting up that much weight at the gym is what I'm saying. So if you got to tell me you're a millionaire and that's your freaking, that's your hook, I don't give a shit. I'm looking for Elon Musk. I want the B. I want the billion. There's enough millionaire freaking posers in the world that I'm good with it. So a couple years ago, I would have taken that meeting. Now I knew exactly kind of where we were setting up, but I also knew that it wasn't value of my time to go take that meeting. How many of you set random meetings throughout the day? Holy shit. Is there anybody in here that's a real estate agent or a mortgage broker? Give me a 1 in the chat if you are, because I'm about to beat you up a little bit. All right, I'm just kidding. So I used to be in real estate, right? With Keller Williams. I was a licensed broker with Keller Williams, couple states. The real estate industry, you take meetings just to have meetings to get a beer. Like, I hate to say it. I would probably have 3 or 4 networking meetings a month or a week, and we wouldn't do shit except grab lunch and a beer. I was meeting lenders and shit. Look, dude, if you're out there meeting every lender, you need a solid lender. You need a power partner. You don't need to meet every single person that exists in the world, because one, if I'm a lender and I'm a freaking badass, I get it. Maybe I don't touch VA loans and you need a VA loan specialist in your pocket. But if you cheating on me as a lender, and I'm your G, and I'm your homie, and I refer you clients, and you're just out there whoring yourself out to every lender that exists, gone. A good real estate agent, a good insurance agent, they're not looking for everybody. They're looking for the players that'll do business with them. Now that being said, am I gonna take everybody if you send me shit? Yeah, but I'm not gonna go out there and seek you, because it's desperate. I don't value myself if I need everyone around me to love me, to like me, to hopefully just give me some business. No, I need a top player. I need a target. I need to go to war with my lender, and they know that I got their back and they got my back, and if we got some fucked up deal and we're 12 hours from closing, we will figure that shit out together, because that's how we roll. That's who I'm looking for. So value your meeting space. Value the people that you bring in. Value the business connections that you have. Don't take every single opportunity out there. You will get a lot of your time back. You will become a lot more productive by the power of just simply telling people, no, I don't have time for that right now. No, I don't need to go to that. Hey, can you tell me what this is gonna be about before we get on this? Yeah, I'm not really interested. Hey, I'm gonna pass. That will be your key word, is no to things that do not align with what you're doing over the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. The next portion I'm gonna talk about is probably one of the hardest, and it's crazy. How many of you, when you're in this self-development journey, you go down a topic? Because the idea of you're gonna prove everything, like, oh, I'm gonna get better at closing negotiations, I'm gonna get better with my mindset, my discipline, waking, like, a lot of us wanna do all that at once, and you kind of can't at all. You've gotta kind of really target one area and kind of work on the others, but really lock in one area at a time. So how many of you have locked into an area and said that, hey, I'm going to get better at X? And then all of a sudden, you start noticing how much it actually affects your life. How much, like, oh my gosh, I see X a lot. So let me talk to you where I'm going with this. So right now, I've been going through this time management thing with y'all every single Wednesday. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm working on putting together a professional time management course that's going to get uploaded, all this. You guys are going to freaking love it. So there's really areas, like I'm pretty disciplined and good with my time. It's a military thing I come from. I'm pretty structured with time blocking and all of this, but I'm really studying the shit out of it right now. I'm going deep into many different facets of it, many different opinions about time and how to deal with it, and kind of throwing it into my own game. That's how you just self-develop. So I'm getting like more and more, I guess, aware of it. So one of the biggest things that literally everybody talks about, doesn't matter what book you read, what audio book or podcast or anything, if it involves time, one thing that everybody talks about is you have to cut out people of your life. We don't have time to have, 700 real relationships. I'm sorry for those of you that, get on calls with me occasionally, like, you've only got so much of my time, and then I've got to go do other things. It's not offensive, it's just, if I had time to get on a 45-minute call with you every single day, I don't know. It doesn't add. The math doesn't add. So, that being said, you've got to cut relationships. Now, this is one of the hardest things for me, is cutting relationships, because I truly believe that like everybody in life is a good person. And I believe that I'm so fucking awesome. There's something I'm going to say at least once in my life that everybody in the world needs to hear. And that's just like this belief I have about myself, is that I'm so freaking powerful that there's at least one thing I can say that will connect with everybody. Just what I believe. So, I have trouble cutting people off occasionally. Because even if you piss me the fuck off, even if you're a complete asshole, I believe there's hope. And I believe you have some pain that you need to overcome. And that's probably why you're irritating the hell out of me. And it's just, I'm not good enough yet to help you get through that pain so you don't irritate the hell out of me. And if y'all see, if you guys, especially my TikTok, because TikTok's like, nobody cares about that shit. Like, you guys can see my haters, how I respond to them. I just have fun with people. It's just, I like doing it. So, I get this text about 3-4 weeks ago, right? This is a guy that I deployed to Afghanistan with. I'm not going to drop his name, but we'll go through the story. So, about 3-4 weeks ago, I get this guy, Instagram, hits me up on IG. I think he shot me a follow. I'm like, fuck, I recognize that dude. And then I looked into it. I'm like, oh yeah, I went to Afghanistan with that dude back in 2009, 2010. That's when I was in Afghanistan. So we've got that military brotherhood connection, right? It's a connection you're not going to get anywhere else in the world, I thought. So the guy hits me up. He just got fired as a service advisor at a dealership. And I was like, hey man, that sucks. What made you decide? He's like, oh dude, you work for Andy, that's awesome. So, normal conversation I have with people. Yeah man, I trained with Andy, this and that. This is how I got with the team, dude, love it, blah, blah, blah. I try to poke him a little bit, see if he wants some advice. Hey dude, have you ever considered just getting into the sales side? Basically, no, I'm a fucking service advisor, this and that. I've done it 5 times. I keep getting let go because I'm like, okay man, well maybe it isn't fucking everybody else, maybe it's you. And he fucking, he's gonna go ghost, right? Because sometimes when you tell people reality, they don't want to fucking hear it. They just want to tell you how the way they're doing shit fucking works and how everything's amazing. Like, alright dude, keep going to fire. So, I kind of just, BS with him a little bit. He's hitting me up about every couple days, just a little, talk here or there, asking some advice. So I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see it open up. So, yesterday I get a text from him. Hey man, cold text. It's been about a week since we checked. He goes, hey man, what's your net worth? And I go, the fuck does that have to do with anything? And he goes, well, you're online saying you're successful, this and that and this, and I just want to know who the fuck you really are. And I'm like, one, I've never said I was successful because I today believe I'm not fucking successful. Now we can measure success in a bunch of ways, but obviously if you ask me my net worth, you're probably asking about my finances. So I reply this. I say, look man, honestly, I'm doing pretty well. I'm proud of what I've done. I don't consider myself even close to successful yet, but I live a pretty good life, dude. I go, and here's the thing. If anybody ever gives you an actual answer to that question, what's your net worth, they're probably lying to you because it's a very, very convoluted question. One, I don't have time to figure out my fucking net worth to begin with. That would take me, I could get a rough bullshit lying estimate. But I mean, I've got to figure out my debts, I've got to figure out my assets, any sort of LLCs, and I have a few of them that I own. I have to create an opinion on what they're worth, because here's the thing, you could do an EBITDA statement, you could do all that shit to see how much your company's worth. It's still a fucking opinion until someone strokes you a damn check for it. So, if anyone tells you what their net worth is, they're freaking lying. The only people that you can even kind of estimate are on Forbes' list because it's been verified. It's a pain in the ass. You have to pay a shit ton to get it done. Maybe that's kind of accurate. So the question's stupid to begin with. 2, never said I was freaking successful. So I kind of say that, and actually in a nicer way than I just did. And I get a reply back, basically, you're a fake, you're a fraud, you're a little bitch, and I actually sent 2 messages back. And then after I sent them, I deleted them. Because my messages, even though came from the heart, and I knew he was in pain, I was like, you know what? Fuck this dude. Fuck this dude. Because I originally took this conversation off from the heart. I took this conversation off because you were a military cat. We deployed together. We've both been to Afghanistan. And I was going to give you the time of day. And then I realized it doesn't matter what your relationship is with someone. It doesn't matter who the hell they are, how close they've said to you. Like, there's very few people in this world that you're going to be able to take on your journey. And something I struggle with is, like I said, cutting people off. So I deleted the 2 messages I sent him, which basically was me calling him a little bitch. And if you saw my IG or my Facebook, that little message sign thing, I don't know what the fuck it's called, might have had something to do with that. But, like, rather than calling him a little bitch, because that's really what I wanted to say, and that was my, from the heart professional development, I don't think that message was right for him. I just blocked him. Because I said, if you're such a piece of shit, and I don't think veterans are better than anyone, but I think there is that weird connection, veteran to veteran. I think that's the only actual connection that exists. Like, I don't expect any entitlement because I served. So I do believe veteran to veteran, there is a connection that no one else will fucking have. Because until you've gotten shot at, like, it's just something different. So I didn't think someone could be such a dick. I couldn't understand it, so I cut his ass off. And the reason I tell you that story is because I hope it connected with someone in your mind today that's got to go from your freaking life. And it gets hard. I actually had to chat with someone recently about cutting off a long-term girlfriend. But I've known this person basically since I got with the Elliott Group, 2 years. And everything this person always bitched about and was slowing them down and was keeping them from the next level, and their numbers were low, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, her name always came up. And I will not tell you to fucking get rid of anyone. I will tell you to fight with it, because I have not been a perfect man. My wife, I don't know, she's probably a lot closer to perfect than I am, but I for sure as hell have not been perfect, and her ass for some reason put up with me. And I know a lot of it was because I'm fucking awesome. No, I know a lot of it was because we had kids, because she told me once, like, the only reason she stayed with me is because we had kids, because I was being a freaking jackass at one point in my life. Nothing too crazy bad, but I was just so self-centered, alcoholic, doing whatever the fuck I wanted, fighting professionally, not fucking street fighting. That shit's for the weak, pathetic bitches. But, like, I was doing everything but focusing on her because I couldn't find myself. So, like, I'll tell you fuckers to fight for a relationship it's worth fighting for, but a certain time, this is the first person I've ever told to leave a spouse or a partner. It was luckily boyfriend, girlfriend, and it hasn't happened yet, so maybe you're on this call. I don't think you are, but if you are and you watch it later, have a real talk with yourself. But, like, I was like, you gotta fucking cut her, dude. Because every time we get on the phone, that's all you bitch about. Every time you get on the phone, you tell me that, hey, it's something else I want to do with my life. I want to go here. I want to invest in this. I want to, really push it. But that's never the conversation. It's what you want to do, and she's keeping you from it. She's holding you back from your dreams. She's not growing with you. So there's one of 2 things. One, you either be a leader where she sits there and follows every fucking step you take and doesn't question a damn thing, or you fucking get rid of her. And I'm not saying she needs to be submissive and just go with your fucking flow, but if you can't lead her to get the fucking goal you want, get rid of her ass if she's slowing you down. And that goes both sexes. That goes both fucking ways. If you want a bigger and better life, there's one of 2 things you can do. Become such the leader of that life that the person that does life with you follows you and elevates themselves. That's called a leader. But if you're unable to do that, or they're unwilling to go on that journey with you and they're the ones holding you back, you've got to move on. And yeah, it's not one of those things that you could snap your fingers and go with. But if it's been a couple years, if it's not getting you anywhere, if you don't feel like you can grow into the person that you want to be or who you really are, it's time. Now to frame this, so some of you are going, man, you're a douche. I probably am, but this is a 22-year-old cat that I was talking to about this. So this was, you know, a 4-year relationship. No kids, nothing like that. But it was every single time for the last 2 years, that's been the main bitch and gripe. And at a certain point in time, I kind of get you. That's one of the ways to get me to not talk to you. If you bitch about the same shit over and over again, yet you refuse to do anything different, you're holding yourself in your prison. I don't feel like fucking hanging out with prisoners all day. America, it's the land of the damn free. So sure as hell, don't lock your fucking self up. Because that's just stupid as hell. So, when you're thinking about friends, family, there's going to be some tough people that you have to cut off. And it doesn't mean you've got to permanently cut them off. You could cut them off for a year. Now, if it's a serious relationship, that's probably going to be a little bit more permanent. Because unless serious things changes, people don't make serious changes unless they want to. Something has to seriously happen to make it a change. But it's like the relationship I had with my dad, right? He was never there, fucking late in high school, decided to get back in my life. Cool dude. Tried to put up with him for a while. It's always negative. It was never positive in my life. I think it was about November this year. I fucking said, fuck you, I'm done. November's my birthday, by the way. I usually call him, you know, the fucking go-tos, the birthday, his birthday, my birthday, Christmas, all that shit. But every time I call him, it was always just like I would do it every 2 or 3 months, right? Just to do what a son should do. And every single time I called him, I would step away from everybody because I didn't want to be around anybody because I didn't enjoy the conversation. And it was always bitching about, oh, your brothers never call me, and bitch and bitch and bitch. And I'm like, well, no fucking shit, dude. One, we got to call you before 3 p.m. because if we're not, you're fucking drunk and annoying to fucking talk to. And two, like, what have you done, dude? You expect me to call? Why the fuck don't you dial? So, November, I just decided, you know what? November 22nd is my birthday. I forgot to call him. One, because I didn't give a shit. November 23rd rolled around, and usually when I forget something, I call him the next day. I'm like, hey, Dad, sorry, yeah, the fucking war and shit. We couldn't call on Christmas because the ceasefire. I don't know. Like, I make some bullshit excuse. I don't lie, but, you know, hey, dude, I fucking forgot. November 23rd rolled around. I realized November 22nd, I actually had a pretty good birthday. No stress. No one pissed me off. So I just decided on November 23rd, unless he wants to reach out to me, done. Didn't call him Christmas, didn't call him New Year's, didn't call him, haven't called him since. But it's like, I've carried that relationship on my own back for so damn long, and that's, I mean, you know, blood family. Now, he wasn't there for me until I was like 13, 14, you know, and then it was kind of like, oh, it's fucking, you play sports, cool, dude, I want to pay attention now. Like, fuck off. But like, it was always something that was on my back of my mind of like, oh fuck, I gotta keep this relationship going. Oh shit, this is my, you know, bi-monthly call or whatever that is, every other month call. Like, oh shit, the birthday. Oh shit, I gotta call him on his birth. Like, I finally just released from that prison of an area of someone that like held me back. And it wasn't that I had to give him, you know, hours and hours and hours of time, but it was something that was on my mind. You know, Christmas came around, oh shit, when am I gonna do this? Oh shit, when am I gonna do that? And then I would, for a couple days prior to, I would think about it, like, oh fuck, how am I gonna get out of this conversation as quick as possible? So, evaluate people and things like that in your life and see really what you can cut out. Cut the fucking fat. Because the ultimate goal here is to get you to the highest productivity level you can. Now this is a little deeper because this isn't just simply time blocking. This isn't just simply, you know, getting better with your skill set so you're more productive and you don't have to work as many hours. This is starting to get into that minute minute of the brain that you have, the space that you have in your life and the relationship you have with it. If you were with a, you know, guy or gal, a partner, and they were cheating on you all the time, would you stay with them? No. Why? Because it fucks with you here. Because it fucks with you in the heart. That's why you would leave them. So now it's time for you to treat your time the same way. If someone cheats on you with your time over and over and over again, why are you giving it to them? Why do you keep running back to their grasp, to their prison?
So what I recommend for you guys is just...
Now here's the thing, I'm not telling you to go quit your job. I'm not telling you just because it's not what you love to do that you gotta run. No. I'm telling you that you're on a mission, that you have a drive, that you have a bigger purpose. If you don't know your bigger purpose, don't make any fucking drastic changes. Let me just tell you that. Don't jump around because the grass is green on the other side. But if you're starting to do well, if you're making six figures, 150, 200, $250,000, $500,000 a year, and you're trying to figure out that next level, and it could be financially, it could be emotionally, it could be spiritually, it could be physically. There's a million next levels that it could be. But if you're working on it and you're putting in everything you have to achieve it, it's time that you start valuing that shit. It's time that you start dating, not even dating, but you decide to marry your freaking, your timeline on Earth, because it's the longest thing you're ever gonna do. So you've gotta treat it that way. Because guess what? If you keep cheating on your time, you're in fucking Stockholm Syndrome, because you can't get away from that son of a bitch. So you better be the one that leads that time at a higher level and makes the time respect you versus you having to respect it. So that's my hopefully amazing ramble today. Hopefully I inspired a couple of you, got you thinking a little different way. But I'm gonna open it up. So if anybody wants to say anything, comment, questions, whatever, we've got at least 20 minutes. Y'all know I'll always go longer if we got to. Hit the little raise hand thingy-mabob and we'll pull a few of you up if you got any questions or want to say anything. No questions today. Pretty impressive. Cool. Well, everybody, then we'll leave it with this. Back to the beginning of the conversation. It is May 1st. It's a new month. It's a new day. It's a new hour. If you done fucked off, you had a great month, you are where you want to be, you're not where you want to be, everything you can do can change any time you want. If you have to use a hard time, make it right now. Make it right now. And what I want you to focus on for May and today is the value of who you are, what you do, and where you're going. If it's worth doing, keep doing it. If you need to eliminate it, get rid of it. So it looks like we do have a few hands up now. So, Francisco, what's up, my man?
What's up, Jonathan? First of all, awesome value that you're adding to us. I'm here from Lima, Peru, but I grew up in Florida. I've been listening to these, these coachings like all life. I was in network marketing, so I know, how that development goes, into you. And, time management that you've talked about. We're starting a new month. So how can you start it mentally to start a new month?
Start a new month? Get rid of all the bullshit that I did last month or didn't do last month. Realize that even if I had a shit month, that doesn't dictate tomorrow, that doesn't dictate the next day. And, really the biggest thing is in a lot of these calls is a lot of the shit that we talk about, yes, keep plugging into it, keep learning about it, keep growing yourself. But a lot of it is just, you're gonna have to find your protein shake. You're gonna have to find that emotional decision to actually move, to actually change. Because you're gonna change in a couple ways. One, whatever you're doing now in life is gonna hurt so fucking bad that you're like, screw it, I'm doing something different. I don't even give a shit anymore, I'm fucking changing. Or you're gonna find and seek the information to change. So, you might go find the information, like get on one of these calls, you might hear something and be like, shit, I've never even thought of it that way. Like, that's something I need to implement. Then you're gonna have to choose to change. Or what you're gonna find is the more information you gather, the more powerful you become. Not all of this call was for everybody on this call. As a matter of fact, 90% of you probably could have signed off at the first fucking 10 minutes. Because 90% of you, one, didn't need to hear what I had to say today, and I appreciate a lot of you staying on in the call growing, but there's probably 10% that needed one or two things from what I just said. And then there's 1% or so that really locked in. So those people, that 10 and that 1, we're not gonna talk about them. I wanna talk about the 90%. Why did the 90% stay on? Because it's just being in the right space. It's hearing the right thing over and over again. It's filling your brain with just a little bit more information. Now that information goes into a savings account. You may not need to pull it out today, but you're depositing in, because if you never make a deposit, you'll never be able to pull. And then that information is going to be usable the minute you decide to use it. But it might not be right for you. Hypothetically, like think about it this way. If I need to go buy a new MacBook, it's $2,200 or whatever it is, and I've got $5,000 in checking and $1 million in savings. Okay, swipe my card for checking, don't need to do anything. However, if I'm a tightwad and I'm one of those weird people that, you know, keeps 53 bucks in their checking account, so in case a random bill hits, I don't go overdraft my shit, but I got $1 million in savings, well, to buy that MacBook or whatever, that new computer, I've got to take money from savings and move it over. But if I didn't have any money from savings, I wouldn't be able to take it even when I needed it. So for the 90% of people that jump on these calls that may have not needed my message today, they're storing the information for future. They're grabbing new information to put into their life, to put into their personal savings account so that they can pull it when they need it. So as far as like when you decide to implement this or how to implement it, it's the minute you decide to make a change. It's the minute you decide that there's going to be this pain in your life that you need to do something different about to get to another level, or you just decide that, hey, my timeline is built on what I do, and the more I do within that timeline, the more I'll get. So I am now dedicating to today's date of growing for the rest of my life. If you guys notice, if you guys ever watch my social media, one thing that you'll notice about it is I don't put out shit that I'm not doing. And if you've noticed recently, I've started putting out a lot of shit or talking shit to fat people. Sorry if you're fucking fat, but you guys know on social media I like to spin people up because it feeds my algorithm. So I've started talking a lot of shit about fitness. And if you see my time in fitness, like I've always been in pretty good shape with the Elliott group. I've, you know, never been fucking way out here or anything. That's old life and I wasn't even that big. But like, I made a decision the other day to get with Aaron and say, hey dude, I finally want to get bigger. I finally want to start working out to a degree where I'm committing to this for life. Because when I decide to do something, it's not one of those things, and I had to teach myself this, I don't put it out there and I don't decide to go all in on something unless I'm going to make a lifelong change. Because if I'm just going to do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like, okay, cool, I'm fucking like everybody else. There's no benefit to being like everybody else in my life. Now, I could be above average in fucking every area, and that's easy for me, and I'm not trying to big dick anyone, but relatively it's just easy for me to outperform the average motherfucker because the average motherfucker is lazy. So simply waking up before 7, when it's that damn easy. Making what? The average money made in America is like 46 grand or some shit like that. Like, what month do you want me to do that in? Like, average is easy to break. But when you decide that you want to go to that 1%, when you decide that you want to really be the person that people dream about being, it can't be a let's see if this fucking happens. It can't be a let's give it a shot. It's gotta be I'm going to do it till I die. And I learned that from failing over and over and over again at life. Trying to implement this, trying to wake up a little early, trying to do this, trying to get big in the gym, trying. You gotta quit trying and just start fucking doing it. And the way you do it is you decide it's going to happen. It's a lifelong skill. Now, does that mean that, you know, right now one of my goals is to get back down to, you know, single digit. Well, I want to walk between about 12 and 10% body fat. Right now I'm sitting at about 15. But I want to walk between that 12 and 10 and then be able to cut down to like 8 in a couple weeks if I absolutely had to. Because 8, 12 and 10 is where my goal is to walk and stay in that. Not fluctuate back up when I want to when I'm bulking, stay there. But I'm also trying to add about 20 pounds of muscle in the next 6 months while doing all this shit. So my entire life, I had gone to this like workout like I was when I was an athlete or when I was a soldier, like fucking high intensity, like and I would injure myself. So I finally said, you know what, fuck it, I'm actually gonna do this. Sat down with Aaron and I'm like, hey dude, I need to learn how to work out as a 35-year-old man now. It's got like hip injuries and shit. He's all old and shit and getting gray hair. And he sat down with me and showed me how to do it correctly. And by the way, it's fucking miserable. But the cool thing is I'm not injuring myself anymore. And the cool thing is I have found something that I'm like, okay, cool. I see it, I know what it looks like, I'm fucking in. And I've dedicated rather than just trying it to do it. It took me a while to do it. I even talked to Aaron yesterday. I'm like, hey dude, I didn't mean to fucking ignore you and never talk to you about fitness for 2 months. Like, I know I said I was going to, but I wasn't ready to yet, dude. And I don't want to sit here, I don't want to ask you stupid fucking questions if I'm not going to do exactly what it is you say. Because how stupid would it be to, if you want to make $1 million, let's just say you want to make $1 million a year, and you go walk up to a guy who does $1 million a year, and he tells you exactly what he or she did, and the exact way to get there, and how their mindset was, and the actions they took, and then you go, I'm gonna keep trying my way, and your dumbass is struggling to make 80. Like, one, let's just hypothetically say I was the dude that you asked. I'd never fucking talk to you or give you a piece of advice. Why? Because that motherfucker probably values his time. And the cool thing is that guy or gal will probably tell you exactly what they did to get there. But if you ask for the advice and you don't implement a thing, they'll never talk to you again. Why? Because, they don't do it. So, to give you a little mini coaching session, brother, to answer that, dude, is like, you're going to have to commit. It's not going to be today you turn it on and there's this magical button that you switch in your brain and the shit lights up. It's going to be you say, fuck it. You know what I'm doing's not working. I'm going to try this for minimum 6 months or 90 days. Or if you do some common sense, and here's where it gets scary, and let me cover this. Here's where you have to be careful in today's world. Who has seen all of the TikTok fitness gurus out there? Do curls like this, or fucking this, or like eat this, or eat liver, or only eat spaghetti, or whatever the stupid fucking shit that comes out of their mouth, and it's some like 21-year-old kid who's just like, oh my gosh, when I was 21 and had no responsibility in life, I was pretty fucking fit too, right? We see all those motherfuckers, and they're always out there like, I help 35-year-old men get back in shape. Bitch, you're 22 and a half years old. You've never been in bad shape in your life. Like, what in the fuck are you gonna help me? Like, let's just be real. If I'm gonna go out and seek a coach, like, I got a wife and 2 kids. I've had a kid since I was 21 years old. Like, spent 8 years in the army. Like, I want a motherfucker that's gone through the same shit I've done. Because I didn't just, like, go through high school, work out all day. I mean, I did. And then I did a bunch of other shit. So, like, that's not my guy. And they always have stupid fucking shit to say. Eat this, don't eat that, do curls like this, you shouldn't bench like this, you shouldn't bench at all, only dumbbells. It's like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've heard, because just doing something's better than nothing to begin with that. And then, dude, where does your fucking nutrition or education come from? Well, I read a book once. Like, you can't read, dumbass, you fucking didn't even graduate. So, the hard part about today's world is it's hard to catch the bullshit occasionally. Sometimes the bullshit seems like reality because we've gotten reality twisted. We've gotten to the point where facts have become opinions and opinions have become facts. And that's fucked up. So you do have to be careful. So don't just immediately decide, bam, I'm gonna follow every piece of advice that comes out of everyone's mouth. Because a lot of people are fucking stupid. Let's just be real. And a lot of those billionaires, millionaires, like the 21-year-old kid who's never had a job, like there's one person on earth that I know who is an incredibly good motivational speaker who's never actually done anything other than motivational speak. And his name's Tony Robbins. Everyone else I know has built a business, has hired employees, has built a team. They've done something else. Tony Robbins is the only person that I really know of who doesn't really have, I mean, yeah, he owns a shit ton of business now. He's done very, very well. But motivational speaking is his main gig. Everyone else started from somewhere else and built themselves into who they are. And that's why we follow them, because we want those skills. So, be careful of who you follow. However, when it comes to things like time management and the shit that I just said for the most part, and there's probably a couple things that I said that were an opinion that maybe for your life don't work, and it's just shit that I said for my life. But like, when it comes to eliminating distractions, when it comes to eliminating people from life that everyone says that shit, because it's freaking true. That is something that you just need to say, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start focusing more. I'm gonna start time blocking my day. I'm going to set up my months, 4 days prior to the month starting. I'm gonna write it out what it looks like. Like, that shit is pretty much science, fact, and not opinion. So if you can distinguish between fact and opinion, the facts that you need to do to get to a place you need to go, implement facts right away. But don't get caught up in the opinion train of, oh fuck, I've got to eat like 6 pieces of lettuce and fucking goat heart for the next 6 weeks and I'll be shredded. Some of that shit's stupid. Get what I'm saying? Implement what you can right away, but it's got to be something that you implement for your entire life and not just, see how it works. So that's kind of my sense on that one. Anybody else got something?
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome, brother. I saw...
Salute for your services as well.
Thank you, dude. Karina, go ahead.
Awesome information today. I have kind of a general question for those of us who maybe haven't committed to one-on-one coaching. Obviously, someone maybe gave us a call, but Andy says if how you do one thing is how you do everything. Is it okay for us to, or how would you recommend we find a coach that could better guide us? Like, I also would like a coach who's been through what I've been through, right? So how would you advise that we kind of link up with who we would be best suited for?
Okay, yeah, good question. So one, be very, very careful about the term or the idea of a one-on-one coach. A one-on-one coach is typically fucking stupid and abused because a lot of people look for more of that accountability coach, and an accountability coach is a hold you back coach. Because you've got to find the accountability in yourself. Now, one-on-one coaching can typically be used for figuring out something in business that you're just, cracking your head against. But I'll be real with you, unless you're, making significant money, you probably don't need a one-on-one session with anybody. Because we say on like our group trainings, we say on, Andy's Project 500 is digital training, like there's enough information that you could seek it. So I only say that because there's a lot of people out there that do the accountability bullshit, that this and that, like, I think it's fucking bullshit. I think if you need an accountability coach and I sign up to it, like, I would rather rip into you for a fucking hour and pay and charge you 10 grand and tell you to fucking figure the shit out. Like, that would be more valuable than you pay me 5 grand a week to check in with you. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I still do believe that you need a mentor in your life, someone that you can look up to, someone that you can have a conversation with, someone that you can share, and sometimes just call out your bullshit to a certain degree. Well, looking for that person, one, that you'll typically connect with them without even really knowing you're connecting, and then go with a relationship from there. However, when looking for that person, what I would want to understand is no one's been through what you've been through. Nobody has. And I don't know what you've been through. By the way, I don't know anything about her life or any struggles or wins or anything she's had. So, but let's just say, let's say you and I both, right? We both built companies. We both had the exact same evaluation of our company, of a $2.3 million company. And there was this big cough 3 years ago and both of us lost our companies, right? Well, the exact same thing happened. We were just as big. We had the exact same amount of employees. But the way I took it and the way you took it were two completely different ways. So even if you've had a similar experience in life, it's not the same. So a lot of times look for someone who's gone through something. And when I look up to people, for example, when I look up to someone to study, I look for a few things. One, like I said, I want a guy or gal, like I learn a lot from women too, but they better have fucking kids if we're talking business. Because if you're a freaking dink, dual income, no parent, or dual income, no kids, like there's a different level of push that you can do than I can. Because if it was just me and my wife, and it was just, hey, we need to put in an extra 5 hours today. Okay, fucking cool. We'll hang out here. We'll order some fucking food. We'll just hang out and work together. Well, here's the fucking problem I have as a dad. My wife's got to deal with my kids. And then I got to deal with her. No, I'm kidding. But realistically, like, we got to drop the kids off at school. Then they have swim for fucking 2.5 hours a day. After swim, we've got to go to the gym. We've got to take care of ourselves. We've got to eat. We've got to feed them because the 9-year-old is still apparently fucking useless and can't cook. So like, there's a lot more that goes into it. So I look for someone who has similarities with me, but understand that no one's going to be exactly like you. So what I would say is, depending on what you're looking for, find a group to really just talk to. Find a friend, whether it be virtual, digitally, or someone that you can, truly connect with, or a partner, or whatever it is. Find someone who gives you just as much value as you give them. Because I think that is, as far as like a one-on-one accountability, like someone to push you, you need to find someone that you can give value to and they can give value to you. And it's going to be someone who's done similar shit to you but has different struggles than you. Someone who you have a strong suit that they don't have, and vice versa. It doesn't mean you're going to do business together. It doesn't mean you're going to do life together. But you guys can talk and share and help push each other. So I would, use Andy's like Sales Nation page to find someone if you don't have someone, or reach out to your coach at the Elliott Group and we'll help you find someone, or we'll have a conversation with you, at least to get you in the right direction. But as far as the term coach goes, like I think it gets misconstrued quite a bit, because if you're not doing something to the extent of like we're doing big business, a lot of times you can get caught into the coaching train of just looking for it. But be careful, because you can skip a lot of the steps, the average person makes with a coach, but just keep it away from the accountability portion. So reach out to, someone through Sales Nation, reach out to someone on this. I mean, really, like, everyone's got their name on this call, and there might have been someone that heard what you want to say and they want to reach out to you. There might be someone that you've heard what they say on this call, and that's why I like to keep these interactive, that you want to reach out to them. Like, most of us, because I encourage it and I tell you, you're fucking stupid if you don't have a personal brand, if you can control it. Like, if you're addicted to social media and it gets like, whatever, get rid of it for a bit. But like, most of us have social media. And a lot of us are on Andy's Sales Nation page. And if you're not, I'll drop the link right there for you. It's a great, way to join. I'll approve you guys later after this call if you are joining, but connect with a community. I think you have. Come out to a seminar. Come out and just meet people. Get out of your comfort zone and go find the people that you want to be around. And find a good networking group too. That would be a great place. So if you want to go deeper into that, by all means, hit me up later, because and don't take this the wrong way, your question was a little bit surface level and I could dive deep into that. Hell, we could do a call just you and I going back and forth on that, figuring out what you fuck you mean by a coach, diving deeper in, what you're looking for. Next thing you know, I'm asking for your credit card number. Everybody's got it. You get 76 fucking charges. You don't know I'm just kidding. But it's a deep question. So really identify what you mean. And if you don't have someone to reach out, by all means, reach out to one of us Elliott coaches. We're here for you all the time. But yeah, get kind of the definition of what you're looking for and we can dive deeper. Anthony, what's up, my dude?
What's up? Sorry, I thought there was someone else with their hand raised before me.
There might be. My screen's in a different order than yours, so we'll get to, we got a couple others. Go ahead, though.
I'm sorry, mine's quick. All right, so how do you find the line of lowering your best price or helping someone out?
So this isn't a sales based call. So I'm going to very quickly answer that for you.
No, dude, I can save that question for a sales call.
No, you're good, man. I'll quickly answer it, but mainly because we're not on a time crunch or anything. It's a value of yourself, dude. If you provided enough value that you can ask for the price and you can close on the price, that's you. The value of an item is 100% dictated by you and only you. And that comes from 99.99% of situations. Look at it this way. During COVID, right? There was this fake scarcity of product, demand, and availability, and we just simply, as dealers, said, hey, I'm gonna charge you $20,000 extra for a fucking Palisade, and people paid for it like crazy. So the MSRP, the price that a used car manager puts on, the price of a policy, all of that shit is based on the opinion of what they think of you and how they trust you. Because I quickly learned when I moved to Phoenix, even before we did huge ADMs, like I came from small town Salem, Oregon, where it was MSRP plus, or whatever price we could get plus fees and taxes and government shit. Well, in Phoenix, it was like price that we can get plus this, plus DigiShield, plus this other random shit we're gonna put on. And what I learned is it actually didn't fucking matter. And my dealership down the street, the other Hyundai dealership that didn't have all that shit, we outsold them. Why? Because we just created a better experience. So yeah, if you're getting tied up on price questions, 9 times out of 10, it's an internal question that you've got to take yourself to another level, and you've just got to become a little bit more confident, give the client a better experience, and you'll typically get to the point where you're not even really arguing price anymore. And if you are, it's a soft move. You push right through it, you win the freaking deal, and they hit it. So price is typically dictated by your salesperson. Now, if you're selling fucking a Honda Civic for $100,000, that's a different fucking thing. But if somebody else is going to sell the vehicle or somebody else is going to sell the product, it's you, not the product, not the price. So hit Andy's like Project 500 if you haven't, his digital dealer system or something like that, where you can log into those price questions and learn how to justify money. Robert, go ahead, my dude.
First off, I just want to say thank you.
Thanks, brother.
You're the one who I spoke with whenever I entered the Elliott Group. I've always been a firm believer of having people who are valuable in your life and not having the ones who aren't there. So that, I mean, today's lesson was just like, nail on the head that my perfect reason to ask you this question is because everything I've heard from recently. So the only thing I'd be needing to hear now is where's the line to keep yourself even killed on your time management? How do you more or less stay focused, and if you're not focused, get yourself reevaluated with your time frame?
Yeah, dude, that's actually a solid question, and I've answered it a few times about really fuck your motivation, fuck, that day-to-day activity of what you think it is. Like, you've really got to be able to smell, taste, and feel your 5-year self. You have got to connect your goals to an emotion. You have got to get to the point where you start imagining your future, and it either makes you fucking cry or the hair on your arms stand up. Like, that's the level of commitment you've got to have, because think about it in the sense that a crackhead or a tweaker, right? If, they're coming down from a hit, they'll do anything they can to get that fucking high again. And for some of us that, have an addictive personality and maybe we've fucked with some shit, you know exactly what I'm saying. Of like, you'll do anything to get fucking a good buzz, to get a fucking high, whatever it is. So now we've got to get like that level of endorphin, dopamine rush, like whatever you want to say, we've got to get it going in our own lives and our own success. And the way we do that is we create emotion. Because me just saying that I'm going to do something, hey guys, I'm gonna go make $100 in the next hour. Oh, okay. Hey, if I make $100 in the next hour, I'm gonna allow myself to buy that new gun that I fucking have been wanting for a while that my wife's gonna be pissed off when I buy. All right, later guys, I'm gonna get off this fucking call. Peace, bitches. Like, when I attach it to something I truly want to do versus I just want to do this, then I will get it there. So you're not, dude, straight up, like, and maybe this is gonna be something I figure out as self-development and we'll update together, but I don't think anyone has. Like, if you think that I wake up and I want to do this shit every fucking day, I mean, yes, I want to help people, I want to grow, but am I in the mood? Am I in the mood every single Wednesday to get on this call with y'all and, bring no, there's some mornings where like, and honestly, it's fucking almost every Wednesday, just to be real with you. Every Wednesday, alarm goes off at 5 fucking a.m. The first thing that goes to my mind is, fuck, got a lot of shit to do this morning. But here's where I work it out. Every morning at the gym. Every morning at the gym. And if I'm not consistent, if I'm not going to the gym, you guys could probably go back. There's probably been 2 of these Wednesday calls. I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 months now. There's probably a couple of these Wednesday calls that you could go like, ooh, that's probably one that he didn't go to the gym on. I see it. Because my energy's lower. I'm a little bit more pissed off and edgy. But then like, I'll have a call where I just fucking crushed it at the gym. I got all the demons out of my fucking head. I got focused back on my drive and I knew what my fucking purpose was, where I'll just fucking talk. And I think like not only are the brain juices and shit flowing, but like when I visually see myself every freaking day of knowing what I'm doing, like it just makes it easier. How to do that one? Fucking get your shit emotional. Like straight up, go so deep if you're crying about it. Like your fucking hairs on your arms are up. Like you're apologizing to your wife and kids because you didn't get shit done like you said you were. Like you need to go to that level. And then there's always like little things that you can do to fucking just like trick yourself or like constantly remind yourself. Like I separated, and here's one thing that I've done. I separated myself from the military for so long. Why? Because PTSD and all this pussy ass shit that I deal with. And sorry for my language, but like I separated from it because I would get worked up and I would get like irritated and I would go back to this like cutthroat, like life or death type thing. And like I pulled that out of my life and like I didn't talk about it. I didn't do any of this. The problem was I had also separated myself from like my drive. I had separated myself from what pushes me so freaking hard, of knowing that like, bitch, I've done more than 99.9% of you, and I know I could get through this little bit, but I civilized myself. I took away my pain by hiding it, and it tore me down. So what did I do one day? Oh, where's this stupid fucking banner? I started posting this stupid shit again. like I said, I don't do it for entitlement. Like if you look back at my Facebook, you'll notice that it's only been about the last 6 months I've even really mentioned that I was in the military. I think back in the day I did one video when I joined the elite group where it was the one where I fucked up for an hour and I got one like 60-second clip. Hey, this is Jonathan, joined the elite group, used to be army, blah, 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 bullshit. That was about the only time I said it, because I was hiding that son of a bitch. But that son of a bitch is who I was and who brought me out. And that's the drive I had to find. And when I started to connect with that again, I was able to connect with my relationship again. I was able to connect with my fitness again. I was able to start connecting with everything that I was again, so that I can actually push myself. Because other than that, man, if you're just waking up to see how the day goes, to see if I get lucky and sell some furniture and some shit, man, it's hard, dude. It's hard because most days, like, straight up, what would I rather do? I'd rather have fucking season tickets to the Cardinals. I'd rather have a fucking private jet. I'd rather sit around and play Xbox all day with a fucking six-pack, not have to work out, be able to eat pizza, stay fucking thin, and, like, fucking drink beer. Problem is, none of that shit's a fucking reality for my future. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I would go that way, man.
The reason I asked is because since I think I jumped in Elliot group probably middle of April, and since I've been literally everything you just explained, my transition's happening now, and I can just feel it. It's like addicting, just coming out here and just staying busy, staying occupied, and putting your mind forward instead of backwards or in the present.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's like addicting. I started in the Elliot group middle of the month, and I was third for the month in the entire company.
Good job, dude.
I'm coming for them all. I'm coming for them all.
Congratulations, man, and I'm glad you're seeing the results. I'm glad, and Navy sucks, Lisa. I'm glad you're seeing badass results. I'm glad you're seeing some good shit happen, man. And here's what you got to do now. Fuck everybody else, start competing with yourself every single day, getting a little bit better, and you'll be a freaking killer. So, real quick, do we have any other questions? Anybody else want to chime in today? All right. Francisco, I gotta move on from you, brother. Hey, y'all have an amazing freaking day. Y'all go kill it. Do something great today and write something out. Write this out a little bit. Go deeper into this with yourself. If you need to, hit me up on social media, Elite Jonathan Roberts. If you need anything, give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM. I'm here for you guys all. Have an amazing freaking day. Talk soon.
Let's go.
And if you're above the age of 35, you shouldn't want to break that down. However, research shows that when you're back between 25 and 35, you guys are extremely coached.
Turn this off.
And for more, you got